In the 20th century of the mundane calendar, the world's greatest wizards took the most radical steps to save their dying way of life from irrelevance. They stopped warring with each other and created the Forbidden Academy, an impossible building at the center of an impossible city, lighting the way to an era of magic and wonder. This is a story from the earliest days of the Academy, when old blood feuds fueled a new war for the very soul of magic itself, and the three unlikely heroes who brought progress to the magical world. This is the story of the Constellation Revolution.
Welcome to Perpetual Players. We are a game development actual play podcast building a brand new game for the Perpetual Motion role-playing engine. I'm your GM Christian, and I'm joined by my wonderful cast featuring...
Hi, I'm Kat, and today I will be playing Lionel, whose pronouns are he, him. Lionel is an uncompromising prefect legacy with an attunement in restoration.
Hello, I am Lyra, she, they, and I play Crash Thunder, he, him. A grafted rowdy playmaker who's a rough and tumble enchanter working as a scaled one.
He's an enchanter.
Enchanter.
Hi everyone, I'm Grant Madison Stanton. My pronouns are they, she, and I will be playing, like always, Promise Bluff. She is a NFDG performance artist who has an attunement in fire.
Oh. Look at your notes if you don't know it.
I had this, in persuasion. And she is a member of the Physicians.
Good job. You made it there.
Thank you!
You can see it, Christian going back into his mind palace being like, did they forget anything?
What did I say? What was it doing?
So last session, the group discovered that they had to stop students who were developing new magical abilities through a strange arcane mirror that later turned out to be tied to some alternate fairy realm that Lionel was exposed to. Meanwhile, Crash and Promise ended up getting arrested for fighting in the cafeteria. Since then, though, the group managed to get the attention, at the very least, of Promise's possible conspiracy sponsor, Grim Nazarian, who has been so kind as to offer connections to Promise. Time has gone on. Lionel now has the arcane mirror in his possession. But before we get right into that, I have a question for all of you. What is your least favorite food? The thing that your characters will refuse to eat under any circumstances.
I'm gonna say a Chicago-style pizza.
That's fucking good.
That's a good answer.
Thank you.
Still confused that Crash has to eat it all.
He doesn't. He just likes
Isn't
it.
he from Chicago?
No, he's from New York.
Oh, he's from New York, of course.
The burbs.
What you got?
You don't have anything?
I do. I asked what you got.
I had like 3 options.
Okay.
One was like pre-workout because I think Crash ruined it for her.
Like raw? Like the powder?
Yeah. Like, you know when people take scoops?
I think
Yeah,
most
you
people...
You think...
Most people on this earth would refuse
Don't like
to
it?
dry screw pre-workout.
Yeah.
I think that's a...
I mean, I feel, and she might be very like she might just be with the populace with that. The other one was like diet soda, and the other one was like a salad with no dressing on it.
Salad with no
street
dressing on
street
it.
lettuce, all right.
Yeah, it was like a
Only
spinach salad in
dry
my mind,
lettuce.
which is like heinous.
Okay, that sounds like you obviously don't have an iron deficiency. I can't tell you how many
I am
times
not an
I've
iron deficiency girl.
I've gone into a bag of spinach and I've just eaten that shit
No,
with
you
my
do?
hands. Oh, yeah.
Have you seen those iron fish that you put in soup to like infuse iron in soups? Have you seen that?
But I don't think those work. I think those
You learn
are...
something new every day.
I'm gonna go find out if
I
they-
learned it on the internet.
I think
they
Oh,
might be
that would
poison.
lie.
I think that's
So I think Lionel's tried a lot of food in his life, and I think there's a lot of things that are like old-timey that he wouldn't think is weird now. So I'm trying to think, what do I think modern food that would really stress him out is? And I think he missed
Jell-O.
the whole Jell-O mold
Yeah.
face.
That's the right answer.
I think he missed that. So I don't think that people are still doing it, but I think that he's probably heard of it, and he's like, no, we're not, we would never, that's disgusting. And then at this time, it's still made from, like, horse, right?
Oh yeah, it's still very much horse at this point.
Yeah, I think that that's just Like, he'd rather eat horse meat than Jell-O.
I was gonna say Jello ham.
Ew.
Ew.
You ever heard of jellied eels?
No.
It's apparently a thing in England, and it's nasty.
Y'all are crazy. Jellied eels.
Jellied eels. It's just like a jar, and it's got like eel chunks, and it's got like jelly.
Ew.
I actually feel like Lyra would kind of love it.
I might.
Eel's great.
You really like Jell-O.
I love jelly, man.
You really like it. I've never seen anybody who likes Jell-O like you.
But I like Jello. I don't like
I
jelly.
think,
Let's
I
get
think
that
you
straight.
like jelly because it like is intrinsic to your elder personality. Like you just
Yeah, it doesn't hurt my
exist
teeth.
in a retirement home.
Yeah,
Your
this
teeth-
makes
Yeah,
sense.
my teeth don't hurt.
All right.
Yeah.
So, next up, we do need to ask about your downtime. How did, let's start with Promise, spend her downtime?
Self-reflection is not an option, right?
No.
Studies,
Self-
societies,
questioning the
conspiracies,
existence of the universe
or
isn't an
school
option.
job.
No.
Okay. You know, obviously the conspiracy is interesting, but girl, it's like
I feel like she's
hot
had
and
enough
ready.
with
Like
Grim.
that just happened.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't want to go too hard.
And he was like peeping on your conversation. Like, I
Yeah,
don't
why
think
was he
liked
up in my
it.
grill like that? You know what? I feel confident in like my school job era. Like I love the idea of like not necessarily doing something as effective as studying because I don't think that she fucks with grades. You know, I think instead of, you know, how last week she was making Spirit Week posters, maybe she is like, maybe she's on like lunch duty. They don't have cafeteria ladies.
No. What if you worked in the library?
Ooh, yeah. Hey, let's be doing some mischievous things in the library.
And for your time in the library, you are going to receive 1 knowledge. A permanent increase to knowledge.
Knowledge. Oh, I can feel the intelligence
Just being surrounded by books.
hitting me. Okay.
All right. Crash, where are you going with your time?
Why did you
All
both
right.
look panicked when you were asked? Somebody was gonna get asked. Neither of you were ready.
No, I know. No,
I-
I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. I promise.
I was thinking my brain just doesn't work.
We know. So, Crash is a little mad that Promise took all of the credit for figuring out the students because he was also tasked with figuring out what was going on with those, not undergrads.
The uncommitteds.
Yeah, it was his idea to do that, and now he's mad that she's taken all the credit. So I think Crash is kind of trying to play it off with Patrick and be like, hey, like, I had my hand in that. I just didn't want to take all the blame because it kind of went to shit, but this is what's going on. I think he would have just been relaying all of the specifics to Patrick because he was tasked on doing that. So he's like, hey, she just kind of took the badge for it, but here's all the info you wanted.
You are going to open up a specialty in networking.
Slay! I'm so networked.
Networked with an E.
And lastly, Lionel, what do you do with your time?
I think that Lionel is also gonna be networking with
Ju?
their conspiracy friend, Ju. After being spied on by Grimm a little bit, I think that Lionel is trying to cover his bases a bit and is maybe just trying to have a better relationship with somebody on equal footing.
Keeping in touch with Shu. And that is also going to earn you a specialty in networking.
But yours is with an O.
No, that makes sense. Nobody likes to reconnect with their ex.
So at this point, we're gonna open up on Lionel, who finds yourself in the Time Bandits boat room, little pocket dimension on a boat. The ship is creaking and so on. And this is finally the first time that you've gotten to talk to Iskander alone.
Oh, okay.
Iskander is doing what he always does, which is sipping a drink with a little umbrella in it.
Is it in a tiki?
No, it is just in a regular cup. He puts umbrellas in all of his drinks, even like coffee. He just likes the aesthetic.
He's so iconic.
That's wholesome.
Our little southern tiny boy,
Iskander,
Lionel.
I haven't had a chance to talk to you, and I have something really interesting to show you.
He puts his drink down, takes the umbrella, puts it in his teeth. Elaborate.
And I pull out the mirror, but the reflective part is currently covered. Like, I just have like a fabric wrapped around it. Did you hear about the uncommitted students with the magic incident?
Of course I did. How could I not? I mean, after all, your sister ended up getting detention for it, and same with good old friend Crash. So
Well, it's nothing new for Crash.
that's true. Anytime people are fighting uncommitted students, you know something's interesting. But
So, this is where they were getting those spells from. I don't know exactly how it works, but I believe that when you look into the mirror, you can see yourself in the future.
he spits the umbrella out. What?
Yes, I don't know how it works. It was really affecting the students. I believe it was giving them visage death.
Yeah, it was giving them self-confidence issues.
I believe it was giving them visage death. There was only one student who seemed to be not affected, but I don't know how much he actually used the mirror, or if at all. It's very untested, very dangerous, very much something we want.
Damn right, that's what we want. My God. An actual artifact that goes through time. And you can see that he's starting to spin about this, because, like, this is it. This is the goal of the Time Bandits. Like, this has been everything.
Right. It's like, I don't know if it shows you what you want to see, or if it shows you something you actually are doing. We don't, this could be cursed. Yeah, it was causing visage death. But this is something that we have to study and we have to look at very carefully. We don't want to lose a time bandit to this, though, because then everybody's going to know we have it. Currently, nobody knows we have this. Everybody thinks it's lost.
Lionel, I think it's time. You've been good to us. You've been a good friend to me, and you've been a good friend to the Time Bandits. I think it's time I show you my secret.
What's your secret?
No.
What's your secret?
What's your secret?
So I want you to know, I originally had this plan. This was supposed to be for when you got, like, multiple instances of artifacts and handed them over to the Time Bandits, but honestly, the time thing is just big.
It's big.
It's big.
It's huge.
So
I know, you really didn't want me to have this.
So
You really didn't want me to have this.
So Iskander pulls out a small marble. Lionel, have you ever noticed that every time we get an artifact, it disappears?
Did Lionel know this?
Well, you never seen him, right? We got the boat. It's not in the hold. It's not anywhere.
Yeah.
So, let me show you why I've started this quest. And he holds up this little marble and just, boop, right against your head. You are now on a beach. You can see that you are on a beach, and piled on the side, in a corner on a towel, are all the artifacts the Time Bandits have ever taken. Now, Lionel, I know...
Sorry, and this is maybe only for Lyra. I don't know how far into the book that Christian is, but it's really giving two Twisted Crowns. And I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
The beach? The beach?
The beach.
You
It's
said
the beach. It's covered in artifacts and facts and things.
Clever.
We didn't know each other in the old days, but this...
Is Canada a legacy?
Yes.
Did we ever talk about
We never talked
Oh.
about it, but yes, we didn't know each other in the old days. This is where I waited out the war.
Oh.
All that we have here is the accumulated collection of the Time Bandits. And in here, if you're willing to hand over your time mirror, I will keep it secure here. The only other person in the entire school who will know about it is you. And this marble has never left my person 6,000 years.
Except for when you die. And that's not a threat, but it's a genuine question.
You want to know a secret, Lionel? Every time I die, I go in here.
What? Okay.
I was bleeding out on Bunker Hill, and I slammed this into my head, and I come through. And now I need you to roll cog for me.
Okay, great. I was like, because this man's saying something. How is his soul finding people? What's he doing?
I have a question. Are captains graduates?
No.
Or currently
No,
attending?
he's a current student.
What happens to captains when they graduate?
They name a new captain. Same thing that happens to brat chairs.
Well,
What did you get?
good fact, I guess.
I rolled a 90. I don't know, unless I could kick this with philosophy or natural sciences.
No, because this is like a cult. He's about to babble you with a cult. Like, this is the Iskander who was, like, built for the Time Bandits. You are learning, like, the Time Bandits were the nerd faction among nerd factions, and he is just like them. He just happens to also be cool. You see that as he launches into an explanation about fractal spatial construction and the fact that he does something involving capturing a soul that he is able to do, and it makes sense to him, but it is totally lost on you.
I know I rolled cog, but can I roll knowledge just to pull out, like, if I think any of this is rooted in anything?
Knowledge minus 20. You are talking to somebody who is
Big old nerd.
not just big old nerd. This is like somebody.
I rolled a 0.
Oh.
Yes, might have been him.
So, the best you can tell, this is Isaac Newton describing calculus to somebody in his own time.
To a normal person.
To a normal person.
This is me trying to explain my job to any of my friends.
Yes. The basic principle that he is describing is actually roughly the same principle that the Atari are made off of, or the original Atari were made off of, where it is creating a beacon to capture the soul, but in reverse. So basically, anytime his soul finds somebody, the marble appears in their pocket.
That's sick as fuck. That's sick as fuck. Shit.
And
How do I write that down? Like, what? How do I summarize what that is?
What? How? You've also asked me that when I tried to explain my job. And this is something that I'm not telling him about the fairy connection to this. I don't think that's information that he needs to know yet. Because I want to trust him really badly. And he's showing me something so personal and then techno-babbled me to hell and back. So, like, I don't think that Lionel's super comfortable leaving it to him, but I want it to be somewhere that is safe, and I believe this is a safe place.
what are you asking? Do you want to try to persuade him so that he's not a little hurt by you denying putting the artifact in the artifact room?
No, I want some kind of confirmation from you that says that if I do leave it here, it'll be there.
Roll con.
That's
I have mad respect to you for asking. Because
Yeah.
I don't think I would have the confidence. No.
off of 4.
Oh no. Now, was that working?
I do have networking. I don't feel like I'm networking. I guess I am kind of networking.
It's your choice if you want to roll it.
If only you had your charismatic sister.
You know I have it. Okay. I'll take the loss.
Okay. And it's trust. All I can say is he is showing you something that is like, you just have to go on the fact that he's being very vulnerable by showing you his secret.
So when he's done with his discussion of calculus and life, Lionel will look at him on this beach, and if I leave this here, do I have to come to you in order to see it?
Well, yes. The only one of this reality marble that exists is right here.
Do we want to set up like maybe a regular meeting?
I think little research trips, I think that's a fair trade.
Because I trust you, and I appreciate that you're showing me this. I believe this is a safe place.
And I trust you, Lionel. And he holds out his hand.
May I? And gesturing towards the blanket.
Sure, go right ahead.
And we don't have to if you don't want to. But what's on the blanket?
Lots of different things. You can see some strange like swords, a couple old shields, more than one painting is also there. You can see a freaky mask that looks like it's made from beaten gold. There's another mask that's like green and made of wood.
Are there any that I recognize?
You'd need a knowledge check for that.
Look, I gave you an out and you pressed on. So
Yeah.
now we're gonna see what I got. That's a lucky number,
Oh.
43.
Oh.
Damn, you have a low lucky number.
I don't have anything above 40.
For lucky numbers?
No, first attributes. Yeah, actually, you see a guillotine blade, originally known as the National Razor. This was the guillotine that Robespierre used to cut the heads off of people during the French Revolution. What the real people, what the mundane people didn't know, those headless bodies were being resurrected to serve as Robespierre's house staff.
I'm very familiar with this.
And part of the reason why he was killed was because other members of the Committee of Public Safety discovered what he was doing and ordered him killed.
When I asked if I recognized anything, I was mostly asking if I remembered things that I helped them take. I did not expect this pull.
Sorry. Yeah, no, there's tons of stuff that you've seen, like random shit all over the school. Of course, that I hadn't realized that was what you were asking. Yes, there's tons of shit that like you've taken. Like half of those swords are there because of you. Fine, that's what you want.
I just didn't expect you to pull like, a traumatic event out of Lionel's history.
Yeah, I thought that's what you were asking.
Into this.
No, no, Bobo is not on the pile. Bobo is with Clone Crash.
Why?
Because Clone Crash secured Bobo.
Well, it's rude because I did that, but it wasn't me.
You thought you were you.
miss him.
You did the right
I
thing.
miss him every day. I do.
We know. I'm editing that episode right now. All right, Lionel, you ready to go?
Yes.
Bunks you like right where the third eye would be, and you notice like you never see him leave or enter, however that works. Now, Lionel, just letting you know, got a job if you want to take it. I know you're busy, but there's this ring that is supposedly makes everybody 20% more attractive.
And you want it?
You want it?
Oh, I want it for the stack. We got to know the.
You want it for the stack.
I want it for the stack. Whatever the principle that it runs on, I'm just saying it's an option. I know normally we'd be sending the newbies to go do this one, but I'm just offering it to you if you want it.
Lyra's pointing at herself. Do you want it? You want it?
No, I'm the newbie that's being sent to go get it.
Oh, okay.
I just figured since it's like a fun one if you wanted a victory lap kind of thing, it's an option for you.
Bro just slayed a dragon and he asked you to do a daily.
Yeah, no, that's exactly. I don't have any other proper work. I don't have no proper work at this time. So I just figured I'd throw it out if that's something you want.
I appreciate it. I might look into that.
All right. I'm gonna go do some reading about your freaky mirror, and we'll talk soon. And he does a like regular close-up magic trick, and a little umbrella appears. He puts it back in his drink and starts drinking.
He's so weird. I love him.
All right, Lionel, have a good one.
Yeah, peace, man.
And he sips his drink a little bit and starts going over to like a stack of books that are secured against the wall.
Christian, real talk.
Yeah.
This ring situation.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep it on the docket until one of us does it. Yeah.
We can put it off, is what you're saying.
I think what might happen, I might rotate the ring out if nobody takes it as an option.
Hey man, I'll get it. I just need to.
I'm not saying the ring is gone forever. I'm just saying I might give an opportunity to another society job that has a little bit more appeal, since the ring does not seem to be a very popular alternative.
I just wanted to stick it to Regina for an episode and not do what she wanted.
Lyra, is that you saying you kind of want to do the ring situation? Because I'll let it. You
I
do
wanna-
it on your next episode.
I want to get it and then not give it to Regina.
Okay, what I'm saying
Okay.
what I'm saying is the ring isn't going to be gone. The ring
Okay,
ring
that's
isn't
fine.
going to leave the quest log. It's going to evolve as a quest.
Okay, that's fine.
It's gonna get worse. Okay, great.
Okay, well then Lionel's gonna pass it for her first trip, I think.
Okay.
I mean, unless you give me two other things that I'm like, I'm gonna leave it for Lyra.
You have two other options. One, Zhu, in their mysterious way,
Pops up behind me.
does not appear behind you, but instead you find on your pillow in your hammock.
We are not that close anymore. No.
No, not in that way. It's that you left, you had your day, and then waiting on your pillow like a sort of hotel chocolate.
Yeah, no, I don't like that. That's my space, and they don't have to be in there.
Have you met the new robot? Question mark.
Such a good question. When did I not meet a new robot? That's a great question. Conspiracy theorist.
And then also posted up on a flyer in front of the Time Bandits dorm was a little flyer that just says, looking for library volunteers, unrestricted access to unrestricted access to books.
Yeah, because that was the new one last time, and I wanted to do that. And then you asked me, have you met the new robot?
The robot is not Bobo. The robot is not Bobo. I repeat, he's not Bobo.
Come see your sis, man.
I could. Promise is already in the library. She's apparently doing a lot of schoolwork nowadays.
Seriously, yeah, a lot of jobs around the school.
Ex-Arch Theodora said that we need to get our reputation up. And that's what I'm doing.
That's what I'm here for.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I wanted to do the books. I've been thinking about the books since the last episode, and now you're like, have you met the new robot?
What book is it that we're talking about?
It's just his
This
library.
is just a regular book.
Yeah, last time you were also asked to help out in the library or something.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It was just glossed over now.
Okay, I'm gonna stick with my gut. I really was excited to do this. I don't think you'll let me down. I want to do the library thing.
Okay.
But the robot is now going to be something that lives in my mind rent-free for the next month, probably.
Yeah, now Lyra has to choose between the robot and the ring. And,
No, Lyra
Well-
promised to do the ring.
Yeah, and I know it's not Bobo, so I
So now
won't.
you're going
Oh,
to
okay, that's fine.
The
that's fine.
only
If I can
robot
talk to
worth
you-
talking about is Bobo.
Oh no, Grimm's going to wind up giving me the robot.
Oh, okay.
You choose to go to the library. Upon walking over there, you discover several things. One, the real reason Promise is working in the library is because Promise was issued a bit of, let's say, community service for the recent detention for the crime of fighting without a prefect to sanction a duel.
And what, we just gave up on giving Crash community service?
Oh no, Crash is also in that library.
Library!
Crash is, I assume, carrying a stack of books that is too tall to be stable.
Yes.
And the reason you're both needed for community service there.
Do I see that? Can I trip him?
Let me establish what else is going on in the library. So the books are on strike.
Oh.
The books are on strike right now.
They're
The
unionizing.
books are unionized.
That's so slay.
What are they asking for? I'll give them it.
So the way the library works is there is a study section that you walk into immediately with a couple chairs and like a globe. You know, it's your standard college study area. But then the library is organized in like a pit fashion where you step down into a pit, and there are
The book's down there.
the books are down there and on shelves that reach up to the top of the pit. So the bookshelf is about 12
It's like a conversation pit.
kind
but it
of,
just goes
yeah,
really deep.
but the books are like on like 12 shelves high that go down into a pit. So you know, imagine how tall a bookshelf is and 12 of those up. That's how deep the pit is. The books are just flying off the shelves. They are ignoring any and all organizational standards, and that is the book's form of protest.
Promise that's gonna be sitting behind the counter trying to check out, and like in the middle of all this chaos is just like, your book is overdue. Your book is overdue. I have a lot going on right now.
And
I
then,
can't.
give me a dex roll.
You should have said nothing. Oh, your dex is
77.
77. Okay, very good. You lean backwards just as one book comes and shoots the book that's overdue out of your hand. Like, so just a dictionary comes flying and just bonks that book out of the way.
I'll stand pointed at the individual in front of me. I'll say, I got a lot going on. You better pay this late fee or get out of here. And I'll just continue keeping an eye out for more books flying my way, and like just trying to continue to do my job as people enter the library.
And now you see Crash kind of walking with a stack of books that are currently strapped down in like groups, but they're trying to like revolt. So Crash, could you give me an endurance test plus 10?
Oh yeah. Crash loves this. This is the chaos he needed today.
Would he get an extra negative if I trip him?
Yes, please.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Cast trip. Give me a targeting roll.
That is con, and then I get a plus 10 because I fuck with Crash.
Yes. If this targeting roll succeeds, Crash, you will lose automatically, unless you can beat Cat's Moth on your targeting roll.
I rolled a 2,
I rolled a 37.
so that's a moss of 39.
And you got a 7?
A 37.
37? No, I don't think that wins. Pull up the conditions table.
You look so pissed.
You fall, and the books scatter everywhere, but not before they, in midair, stop, turn, and just kind of pummel you a little bit with like just like bop, 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 and then they fly into the pit.
For how much damage?
I'm rolling the damage for the books right now.
You guys are stinky.
6 blunt damage.
Fuck.
What the hell? What the hell?
These books are not fucking
Just take
around.
it. Just take all of it.
They don't want no scabs in here.
What if we fight someone today?
I guess you're gonna be fighting a lot of books.
Alright, I'm taking a tier 2. You farty person.
I can't wait for the episode that's just pranks in the library. I'm so excited for this.
Crash is just trying to do his duty, alright?
One of the books like really crunches down on your hand. Next roll you have to hold on to something, to keep a grip on something, takes a minus 15.
Alright, well, I'm going to... Can I try to throw a book at Lionel?
You didn't see me.
I mean, now Lionel, you've come in.
That's true. Lionel's
If I
laughing
trip,
really hard.
if I trip, I know it's you. That's the only
can be
time
clumsy.
I trip. No, he's part robot. He's made to be sturdy.
He could have an inner ear condition.
Inner ear condition.
No, I fixed that.
So the way the layout looks is that the counter is right by the door. So when Lionel
Oh,
comes,
is this what we should start?
oh yes, this is wise.
Do we need to know the zodiac?
Today is a water day. Today is a day for obfuscation. Destruction and resistance magic get a +10. Obfuscation magic gets a +20. And persuasion gets a -15.
Oh, great.
Okay, you're not gonna be talking to books.
Can I interact with Lionel now, or are you pushing us somewhere?
Wait. What we were talking about is, so the reason we asked you guys to bring paper today is because we want to try to draw the maps, the layouts of spaces. So, is this something we should start drawing?
I mean, this part is not the mazy bit, and I wanted you to have a mazy bit. It is your choice if you want to draw this.
This is pretty simple.
The room.
It's a pit.
Yeah,
It's a pit.
You would think that, but last time when we were doing the painting one, it was 6 rooms, they were literally just a rectangle, and we were so lost.
Yeah, I wasn't lost. I was in a painting.
You were missing, you weren't lost.
You don't deem it reasonable to or
I
you
mean,
like,
so where you
like, it
are
doesn't-
is you were at. I'm just going to tell you what's going on. You can decide if you want to draw it. You're at the entrance. There is a counter at the very front of the library. Through the door you go in, and then there's a bunch of tables and chairs that have all been rearranged all over the place, and the books are flying out at you. They're mostly in the pit, but then when you go into the but there are a couple empty bookshelves, sort of study area. At the far end of the library is the restricted section where normally students only have a very limited access to. That is currently with a warded door on it.
Is it the whole back area, or is it just like a back corner?
You can see the door to it, and it extends out over the pit.
It extends out over the pit.
So the pit is over there, and it's kind of like a bridge at the very back of the room that goes out over the pit.
So it's up above?
Yeah, so where you guys are, so you're at the edge of the pit, stairs go down, and then in the back is this long basalt bridge type thing that extends out over the normal section and kind of is floated above it, more or less.
So it's like a second level of the library, suspended magically above the pit.
Yeah.
Christian, just for my own sake, can you jump us back into what the fuck is happening? What the order of action was?
Books
What
are
just
flying
happened?
everywhere. You got a book taken out of your hand. Crash was trying to put books back on the shelves at the top level, and then he got tripped just as Lionel entered into the room.
Yeah,
I'm throwing a book at Lionel. I'm grabbing one from the air and I'm throwing it.
Give me
Crash.
give me a dex check.
All right. Can I kick it with fists?
Sure.
Is throwing a book really using your fists?
I see it as more of sort of a volleyball smack.
Cause it's in the air.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Just
Let me-
once. Just give us once.
Let me have this. Nope.
Aw.
Well, that's sad, but that's okay. It's okay. I'll just cry.
Well, I guess I didn't even have to roll.
Promise kind of looks at Crash and is just like, Crash! Don't ruin this for us. We're trying to do our community service and get this done with.
I don't care. I don't want to be here.
I understand that, neither do I. But you see, we have a lot going on. Promise will put her stamper away, push up from the desk, and look around for the head librarian, if there is one.
No, that's the thing about the library, is they don't have a librarian. The books are supposed to be sort of...
They run it themselves.
Yeah, they are participants in the library. They are all the books...
What is
Let me explain.
keeping them
Let me explain.
How do they have order?
I'm about to explain.
Okay.
The books are imbued with a very limited intelligence when they are entered into the catalog. So student volunteers put them in. There is a central sort of concourse in the pit, deep down somewhere in there, that gives the books a limited intelligence and allows them to be called up and aware of what they are.
So student volunteers, when a new book comes in,
Take it into the pit and offer it to it's basically, let me make sure I'm getting the word correct. So I want to call it a stele. No, I'm just gonna call it an armillary sphere.
None of these nouns Reading it.
An armillary sphere is basically, you know those things that they look like a bunch of like wheels within wheels in like old-timey stuff? Yes, thank you, Lyra. It's basically one of those. A student volunteer, when a new item comes in, give the book to the armillary sphere, which will then imbue it with a limited intelligence as well as a limited personality. So the book knows what it is, and it can help you by answering questions. Students can go up to the book and be like, book on chemistry, I need the answer for what is the atomic number of gold. And then the book will open itself, flip to the gold entry, and then highlight it for you.
So reading comprehension isn't very high in the school, huh? Well,
Why do they have personality?
Because they need to know what they are, so when you call upon them, I need books about chemistry.
do they have the personality of their author?
They have the personality of what book they are.
So you're saying that a chemistry book...
Is boring.
Kind of, yes.
Whoa! You can't attack my people like that.
Effectively, yes, that is how it works. It has the personality of what it is. If you have a murder mystery, it's a little bit violent. If you have a history, if you like a biography of Genghis Khan, it's going to be a little bit conquesty. It tends to push other books.
Conquering.
So normally the intelligences get purged every so often by part of the function so that the books calm down. New books are less aggressive. Those are usually kept at the top.
Oh, like when you talk to the character AI websites and they have to dump it every once in a while.
They get too into it.
They get too into it and they know too much about you, so we have to delete all the information.
Yeah, and that's basically a recurring issue of the books.
I'll put my librarian lanyard around my neck and I'll walk out of the counter and I'll walk up to Lionel and I say, Lionel, what the fuck is going on? Well, thank God you're here because obviously you see that we're in a little bit of a mess here. Help me out, will ya?
Yeah, I came to volunteer in the library today. So you guys weren't told anything? You thought this was just gonna be a normal day?
No, yeah, we came here and it was just like this. They started up unionizing and then it's been utter chaos since, and I still have, students coming in asking me to check in their books, and then they're all late, and then Crash is over there trying his best, but he's obviously distracted by you. I think we should figure out what their demands are, if anything. Crash, will you come over here?
He's just gonna stand over there and stare at Lionel and go, no.
Crash, come here. You want a treat?
What are you holding up?
What is a treat?
What are you holding up?
I think it's a metal bookmark.
Crash doesn't care about books. Crash don't care about books. Crash
You want
is
a
going
squirrel?
to... Eyes narrow.
If I have to, I'll roll connections.
Yeah.
Yeah, roll connection. Is this contested? Like, are you also going to roll connection?
No, if Lyra wants to just accept that when whatever the answer to this roll is, that's fine. That's everybody's.
Meets it, beats it.
Meets it.
If I was going to try to find a book or like summon a book, do I have to like verbally say out loud what I need?
Yeah.
You shout into the pit.
Pretty much. Well, if you, in a normal working day, what would happen is you would go to the pit, go to the section, find the book you want, and then that book would make itself known.
But now
they're
flying
hyper
around.
aggressive. So if you go,
all right.
You normally would go, book.
I'm gonna stand at the edge of the pit, which I assume I kind of already am, and just in anger because he didn't want to be here in the first place, and now he's getting punched by books. He's just gonna shout, "Which one of you has demands? Who do I need to talk to for this to just stop?"
Dex roll.
It's 46. Can I kick it with networking?
No.
What about intimidate?
Actually, no. I'll give you intimidate. I'll give you intimidate.
Okay.
Is that a no?
I am not rolling well today.
You
All right.
take 4 blunt damage.
That's fine. That's okay. He's having a bad day.
3 books come out of the pit and just go bop, bop, bop.
I'm just gonna soak it at this point. I'm not taking another condition. Crash might. Crash is tired. Crash is over it. Crash doesn't want to be in the library with the book hitting him in the face. Crash is just, he gets fucking hit by the book, and he's just like, okay. And he goes and he just takes a screw and he sits down on the ground in front of you guys. And he's like, what did we do? Who?
Have you guys tried looking at the armillary sphere?
Well, that's the thing. I don't think we can see it, can we?
No, you can't see it from here. If you want to know what the hell is going on, the only way to know is to get in the pit.
So is the pit particularly crowded with books?
Whoa.
Or is the pit, like, are all the books trying to steer clear of the pit? Because that's, like, if you could get a book into the pit,
Most
then
of the
you can
books
maybe
are
change
in
it.
the pit. The pit is large. The pit is maze-like, in fact.
It's a mosh pit now.
Now, this might be a little bit much for right now, but is it, as we all I imagine we all kind of usher towards the edge of the pit?
I'm sitting.
You're sitting? Okay. Then promise we'll just, like, very calmly, without any just to investigate a little bit more. Just the status of the books. Are they like the domino scene in Robots?
No, it's not like a sort of wave scenario. It's more that, like, books are, like, jumping in between.
It's very much giving, like, flies around a fly trap.
Yeah,
Like,
I think that's a
okay.
closer analogy, is, like, books are, like, settled into spots, and then they'll jump, and then they'll move.
Like the keys in that one series that we don't talk about.
Yes, the keys, or I would even compare it to the library in that one series we don't talk about, but on, like, fast forward. Like, they're just, like, they normally float between spaces, but now they're just...
First things first, I think we should, excavate, or what is it, when you ask people to leave?
Evacuate?
Evacuate the library, and then we can try to figure this out.
Yeah, is anybody in here? I feel like nobody else is in here because all of the books are revolting.
I think that is... I think most of the people... Like, the only people who are here are people that, like, Promise has messaged.
To be like, hey, what's going on?
help.
I'm stuck. Help me.
Or they'll, like, I think it's more like Promise would, like, call people up and be like, your book is due. And, like, just trying to do her job.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'll go over to the door and I'll lock it just so nobody can come in and let the books out of the library. And I'll look to Lionel and I'll say, we go in, we can let Mr. Crash pout, and we go in and we pray that everything will be okay. Other than that, I have no idea what else they could want.
Okay, so no, you haven't checked out the armillary sphere. My other question is, the flyer says we should have access to the restricted section.
The flyer, what flyer?
There's a flyer asking for library volunteers.
Oh, I didn't volunteer.
Okay.
We were ushered right here. Okay, so
So
restricted
maybe-
section it is, right? What,
So
Crash?
I want to see if that door is open, because usually it's closed.
It's not open presently, but the wards are, like, you can tell on it, are set to... they're set to one direction. It is...
So it's trying to keep something out.
It's trying to keep stuff in rather than in and out. Like, normally there's, like, a blue
trying to keep the
ward and, like, a
books.
green ward. There's only a blue ward on it right now.
The books are trying to escape.
Is there a separate armillary sphere in the restricted section? Or, like, what? How do we know that what's going on in there isn't the same fucking mess that this is?
What do we know about the restricted?
It is where books that are possessed of possibly, like, dangerous knowledge. Nobody's 100% sure what goes, mostly because you usually need approval from not just professors, but, like, maybe grand counselors to get in there. And normally stuff is going, like, into the restricted section. The rumors are that, like, inside the restricted section, that's where, like, the spell formula for splitting atoms is. That's where, like, creating life, programming some of the spells in the school probably are hiding.
I don't think we're gonna find anything in there, Lionel. Crash, yes. What do you want, babe? I'm yelling down from the second floor.
You're still on the
There's
same.
no
You're still on the
second
same
floor.
spot.
Or aren't we still? But isn't the restricted section upstairs?
But we haven't gone into it.
Oh, okay. What, Crash?
He's literally sitting crisscross applesauce, raising his hand right now. He's really reverting back.
Regression.
He said,
Looking at his screw.
I'll go down there. I'll go find the freaking spinny thing. They've already hit me enough.
Baby, you're not looking good. Promise will put her hand on your forehead. You're not looking good. You want to go alone?
He doesn't feel well either. He's gonna start butt scooting down the stairs of the pit.
Don't
He's
go
not
yet.
standing up because he doesn't want to get hit again, but he's just gonna butt scoot down the stairs like this and try to get in.
You
there.
should help your friends. That's what.
Me?
You should help your friend. Is all I'm gonna say to the two of you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Well. So yeah. Pause.
So we want to go down there before we go up.
Well, you wanted to see the.
I was
pro
asking the GM who's trying to wrap up this episode.
Yeah. Go down. Go down.
But we'll go down with him.
You didn't bring your post-it notes.
No, I didn't. And I grabbed Promise by the arm, and we walk arm in arm towards Crash.
As you walk down through the library pit, as you see the light from the outside start to fade away, I think it's time to cut this episode here.
Wait, you're not gonna tell us what we see?
No.
No, we're just going down into the deep end.
The light from the back fades down as you march yourself into.
I love that. I love it.
Thank you all for watching. We'll be back with the next episode of the Forbidden Academy.
Constellation Revolution is a podcast written by Christian Kiritola and distributed by Perpetual Motion Games LLC. It is licensed under Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial Share Alike 4.0 International License. If you like what we do, follow us on your podcast app of choice, and don't forget to rate 5 stars. If you really, really like what we do, then you can head over to patreon.com/perpetualplayers and subscribe. See you next time in the Forbidden Academy.